What's up, y'all? What is up? It's your girl EJ, and welcome back to the channel, y'all. Today we're talking top 5 moments of the shy. Let's get into it.
City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down.
Number 5 moment had to be when Victor decided to come clean. He told Fatima exactly what was going on. It feels like everybody is going to find out what's going on with this whole situation about what he did to help Duda that he really didn't know that he was doing, but he kind of got roped into do it in anyway. But I liked how she held him down. I liked how she didn't go off. She just hugged him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm talking about. So I don't know what's going to come of this, y'all, because it looks like things are about to heat up. And we definitely either we're going to tell it or we're not going to tell it. But, you know, Victor doesn't strike me as the type that's going to say anything. So I don't think that they're going to go that route. I think what he did when he calls Rob in, he talks to Rob and he tells him exactly who offed his uncle. I think this is the way you kind of set this plan in motion, because now Rob knows what he has to do. But to be honest, I don't know if it's really gonna be Rob, y'all, who's gonna pull the trigger. I'll go ahead and say it. I don't know if it's gonna be him. So, anywho, that was my number 5 moment. My number 4 moment, y'all, had to have been this whole Papa situation. I kind of like how Papa's coming to his own on in the show. We've seen all of these kids grow up, but Papa to me has, just really developed into this character who's finding his own voice and finding his own place, because we know that he's a PK's kid and we know that he's always had to be a certain way. He's always had to represent himself in a certain way. But Papa just wants to be who he is. He wants to find his own way. He wants to make his own mistakes. He wants to grow. And I didn't for one second think that he was going to stop liking Kenya just because she has a kid. It is what it is at the end of the day. And Papa still wants to be with her. Is he ready to be with the ready-made family? Maybe, maybe not. We don't know. But at the end of the day, that should be his decision and his choice to make. As a parent myself, I do understand, however, where Papa's father was coming from when he says that, he doesn't want her to be with him. Not to mention, there's that whole little thing that he don't really like her daddy situation. But that's neither here nor there. The main issue is that, the dad is trying to make these decisions and these choices for him. And sometimes you just got to let your kids grow up, make their own decisions, whether they bump their head or not. All you can do is be there for them. So that was my number 4 moment, y'all. Now, my number 3 moment, it's going to have to be this whole situation with Bakari. I actually liked the conversation with Bakari and Jamal. I thought that Jamal was a stand-up guy for the way he treated Bakari, the way that he embraced him instead of going off on him, because that look that he gave him the last time, y'all, I really didn't know. I'm just keeping it real. I was like, dang, that was a look of death. But instead, he decided to embrace him and talk to him and tell him, like, look, you don't want to be in prison. And Bakari knows that this is not a place that he wants to go. Bakari knows that what he's doing is just a means to the end. But at the end of the day, he got to get out of this situation, because he could end up unalived when it's all said and done, because this is not just something that you can just kind of get into and then get out of, especially when we talking about Dudo crazy ass. You know what I'm saying? So I really enjoyed that particular moment. I liked how Jamal stepped it up and talked to him. Now, my number 2 moment, of course, guys, it's kind of a two-folded moment, because I did have 2 major moments that I really liked. But so I'm just going to give a bonus, I guess you could say, because I really did like how everybody came together and they really talked about their problems and their issues. I always like this mental health thing, this thing where they sit and they talk out their problems and they try to be there for each other. So that is my bonus one. But my actual number 2 moment is going to be the fact that we finally found out who got unalived, y'all. And as sad as it was, and as much as I didn't want to see this person go, I knew that it was either going to be him or Bakari. One of them had to go. It had to be somebody that was beloved. It had to be somebody that people would really, really miss. And we all know that people were starting to love Bakari, so that's why I was leaning that route. But we also knew that the pastor was stepping on some toes with Duda, and he was making people think, and he was putting a little spark, he having these speeches, and people are starting to listen. And that was a no-no for Duda. So of course, he gonna put the hit out on him. But anywho, y'all, that was my number 2 moment. Very sad moment. And I honestly cannot wait to see what is going to happen on the next episode, because that is when we're going to kind of find out the revelation. I'm pretty sure that's when they're going to find out he's gone. It might even be the episode where the funeral that we saw from the trailer is going to happen. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting episode. So anyway, guys, my number 1 and my top moment of this episode was your boy Emmett, y'all. Emmett was out here acting a whole fool. I'm going to give him an A for effort for even trying a little bit. Yeah, but come on, Emmett. Now, you know, goodness doggone well that you were not ready to do this. Your daddy told you wasn't ready. You need to start listening to your daddy sometimes. He a fool, but you need to listen to him sometimes. You was not ready. You are not about this life. Like, you just, okay, so let's give him a little bit of credit for actually practicing in the mirror. And then he actually goes and he kind of sort of executes it in a way. He pulls the blicky out, he pulls the hammer out, but then he gets way too close because you just knew Duda was going to take that gun away from him. And honestly, he could have just took his life right then, but Duda still needs him, and that wouldn't have been the play, that wouldn't have been the move. And Emmett does say something like, you can't do that because basically, like, people got my back. They work for you, but they actually mess with me. They actually F with me. Like, they actually like me. Don't nobody like you. So he kind of had a point there, but we all know that Duda doesn't care. Duda does not care about that type of stuff. At the end of the day, he will take you out in a minute. So I'm glad that Emmett survived to see another day, but Duda has to go, y'all. There's no way that Duda can stay alive at this point and these guys be able to live their life in any way, form, or fashion, because Duda has his whole foot on everybody's neck right now. So they got to take him out, okay? So we got to make a whole nother video and try to figure out who's going to be the one to actually take Duda out. So y'all go ahead and start figuring out who y'all think it's going to be. And we definitely going to come back with that video at some point here. But anyway, y'all, those were my top 5 moments of the Shy. Do not forget that we're going to be going live on Monday to talk about everything in detail. We're going to be talking about all the stuff that went down on this particular episode because there was so much and there's so much to talk about, so much to discuss. It is going to be Tamika's Den, Muchilla's review, and myself. So make sure to join us at 9 o'clock on Monday, y'all. That is Eastern Standard Time. Meanwhile, guys, if you like this video, make sure to go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to your girl channel. Turn on your notifications so that you do not miss out on any of my future The Shy videos. YouTube says that you just might like this video next. Go ahead and take a look. Until next time, guys. Peace.